And then we are told scientifically people live in the incubator, the base of the earth, because that's closer to the sun, mature much better. So this brother, his name is Taha El-Zahia. He told me you should get married next year. Now you should get married. I said, I don't see the logic. People usually get married after they, well settled, they got a decent job. And I said, look, my son, by the time you're 20, you'll have a child. By the time you're 40, your son will be 20. So he will support you, because as you age, the feeling of security goes down. You start to get scared. You're no longer in the young blood anymore. So you can grow with him. You see, as a human, you can grow with your son or your daughter. But if you marry too late, by the time you have your children, by the time you raise them, you come to a position where you're not even in a mood to play with them. So those children get deprived of the fatherly affection. Maybe you have a lot of money to give them, but children don't need money. Children need our time. Right? So that's why Islam encourages early marriage as possible. Earlier the better. Right? So you can also keep away from sinful act, because one sinful act will lead to the other. Right? Because biologically we are going through a lot of changes in our body. There is need. And if parents don't address these needs, sooner or later your children are going to go wrong. Yes, the governments have put certain restrictions, they put certain age. Who are the governments? When God Almighty says, I've created you in certain fashion, do it. And the same government has no problem teenagers having relationship out of wedlock. In the US, colleges and schools, teachers are giving free contraceptives. They couldn't control it. So now they said, okay, we can't control it, so we come with you, at least use this. What kind of system is that? And in France, we are told over 1 million, 500,000, teenagers abort the children. Recently, I read a few years ago, in France, the highest abortion rate is in France. And all of these are teenagers, the age of 12 to 16, to 19. This is the age ratio. This is the exact age Islam says you should get married. If you think you can. In Islam, the requirements of marriage is very simple. In a house, for example, I have children. I think my daughter, my son has reached that age. It's time. If I can give them a separate room, they should get married. That's all you need. So you safeguard your children from falling into traps. And today we know NFL, NBA, baseball, all these great leagues in America put together, they're no way close to what porno industry generates. They generate the maximum amount of income. Porno industry. And most of the people who get hooked to these things are who? Youngsters. And they actually think that is reality. It is not the same. Life is different from what you see in films, whether it be action films or filthy films. So to avoid a person from getting into this, get the guy married. Marriage solves a lot of problems. Now, and then the sense of responsibility grows too. And for ladies, doctors tell us the best age to conceive is from the day she, reaches a puberty until she's 30. This is the best time. Once she becomes above 30, the ovulation slows down. So the chances of she conceiving a child becomes very challenging. It's not that she can, but it becomes very challenging. So sometimes it may not produce enough fertility, so they have to go for artificial insemination. So the earlier the better. Plus childbearing is it's a blessed thing, but at the same time physically it is also very tiring. Right? So when you're young, you're physically fit to do it. But when you grow old, doctors will tell you, okay, we might have to do a cesarean for you to bring the baby out, and after cesarean 3 years, you won't be able to have another child because the uterus needs to heal. And there will be 2 cuts, one cut on the outside, one cut on the uterus to bring the baby out. So it will take 3 years before the uterus heals. So the natural one is easy. 3 days you suffer, and then after the stitches removed, you're cool, you're normal, you can even go play basketball. But with operation cases, it will take you months to heal. You see, so there are a lot of challenges. God Almighty, out of His mercy, He says, look, this is a sign of marriage. So if you can afford it, again, if you can afford marriage, the Prophet said, if those of men who can afford marriage, get married. For those who cannot, fast. Because fasting is a cooling of passion. Again, that's not a permanent solution, it's a temporary solution. Right? Just like thirst and sleep and hunger, we have physical need. Other aspect of physical need, intermediary need is very important. And Quran says it's a mercy. It's Allah who puts love and tranquility in your hearts between two men and women. So this is a blessing. So this is a reason. So whatever the governments have to say, they're saying it. But you see what happens when they put these restrictions. The outcome of these restrictions are negative. Like in 1971, in my course, I told you, Hong Kong put a barrier to polygamy. What happened? Did men stop having more than one woman? No, they went across the border. This is us, So we are humans. We have human needs, and the one who knows these needs are the one who created us, not the one who I can't dictate because I really don't know your needs. We all vary in so many ways. We are humans, yes, but there are so minute things that you and I can vary. The things you like, I may not like. Your priorities may not be my priorities. But the one who listens to all of the supplications is the one who created us. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you so much. That's the time for today's session, and inshallah see you in the next session on the coming Saturday, inshallah. You have the prayer and the support.
For your patience, see you next week.
We will see Ali for 2 weeks.
Ali's been very busy because he's got some delegations coming. Tomorrow he's going to all the African community all over the world are assembling in Hong Kong for a conference. So he's been very busy accommodating them, booking them rooms, bringing them to the airport, and he's crazy busy. So that's why I didn't trouble him. Otherwise I wanted to call him today to come. I know he's very busy, and he's involved in a lot of social activities. A lot of these African people, they come to Hong Kong, they can't speak one word in English. So he does a visa for them, getting the China visa for them. So he does a lot of work, apart from his own business.
Fully engaged.
He's fully engaged, fully engaged.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.